Home Run Derby in Gering, Nebraska. Western Nebraska Pioneers hosting the two-day Front Range League All-Star Spectacular. Shane Crough leads off in the Home Run Derby. It's a 10-out format. 10 outs for Crough. He's got 1 out, now 2 outs. Shane Crough draws first swings. We'll hear from Shane in a moment. Lifts one. That's going to be shallow and not gone. John Byington from the El Paso County Baseball Miracles is on the toss. Crough hits this one deep to left, and they got it. Call that a home run. Crough's got one on the board. Now Crough's dialed in. He hits another deep ball, 362 to the gap, and he's bounced it up against the wall. One homer. Crough sends that deep to center. Shane plays for the Boulder 64s. Plays at Colorado Mesa University in Grand Junction, Colorado. 1 home run, 7 outs for Shane Crough. First of 8 hitters in the first round. Thad Anderson on the Front Range Baseball Network. Logan Hunter will be down on the field for us on the network tonight. Crough tries left field. Wood bat home run derby. Got to get all of it. Crough lasers that one toward the scoreboard. Got him on 9 outs. This ball deep to center. Not going to have enough. Got him for 1 home run for Shane Crough. And the next hitter up, we're going to let him talk about himself a little bit. It's Blake Young. Here comes words from Blake while he gets ready to hit.
I'd like to say hello to all my family and friends back in Denver, Colorado. My favorite hitter to watch is Ken Griffey Jr. The secret to hitting nukes is sitting on a high and tight fastball. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 5 bombs.
5 bombs, the prediction from Blake in his pre-derby interview. Blake was laughing a little bit, saying, not really a home run hitter necessarily, but he's got a deep one to left here toward the scoreboard, and that hits the scoreboard. I think it broke some stuff up there. Blake Young, 3 outs. He's got a ball out of the yard here. And while Blake's hitting, he's got another one deep, and that's gone too, as Logan Hunter's going to check in with Shane Crough.
Here with Shane Crough. Shane, after your performance, how do you think what was your mindset going into that?
I mean, going into it, I was just here to have a good time, and I mean, I'm having a ton of fun with the dudes here, so I was really antsy to swing today. I think that's how I felt throughout the round, was just really excited, but all good energy, and yeah, love being here, getting cuts in, but obviously wish I could have done better, but is what it is, you know. Didn't catch them all out front. That's what it comes down to.
Are you enjoying your time here in Gering?
Oh, I'm loving it, yeah. It's my first time out here. I wasn't able to come earlier in the season when we had originally played you guys out here, so it's super cool being out here with all the guys, and love the energy, yeah.
All right, well, thanks for talking with me. Back to you up there, Thad.
Logan Hunter on the field with Shane Crough. As Blake Young from Diamond Club, the Diamond Club Collegians. Blake Young, we've got 8 home run hitters. This is round 1. 4 will advance to the semifinals. This is a 10-out round 1, 10 outs to hit home runs with, and Blake Young is done. 1 home run for Blake Young. Now Jansen Roberts. After Jansen will be Nick Bertucci. Let's hear from Jansen Roberts in our pre-derby interview with the guy from the El Paso County Baseball Miracles and just graduated from Cheyenne Mountain High School.
I'd like to say hello to my mom. Hi, Mom. Thank you for always supporting me. My favorite hitter to watch, probably Mike Trout. Just grew up watching that guy. He's just beautiful swing, really fun to watch. The secret to hitting nukes is probably to not try to hit nukes because then you drop your back shoulder and mess everything up. I predict that in round 1 I will hit, I'm really only hoping for 1. Like if I hit more than 1, that's perfect, but I just don't want to be the guy with 0. But I'll say 3.
The Jansen predicts 3 home runs. He's got none so far. Sounds like 3 outs is where he's at. for Jansen Roberts from the El Paso County Baseball Miracles. Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska. All-star game here tomorrow night. Home run derby now. Jansen pops it up. That's not gone. 5 outs for Jansen. He said, I don't want to be the guy with 0. He's got 5 more outs to get one out of here. I saw Jansen destroy a ball to walk off a game at Block Tickets Park in Colorado Springs. Strong swing lefty. Jansen with his coach, John Byington, pitching to him. He's going to go oppo. That'll settle in left field. No home run there. Roberts turns on this one, sends it to the gap toward right center. Nori Todd out there makes a basket catch. 7 outs. To center field. That's going to pull up short. Looks like 8 outs for Jansen Roberts. He's got 1 out to work with here, trying to get 1 out. Take. Again, 8 batters in the home run derby, 8 swing guys here. 4 will advance to a second round. Roberts is going to sail that one toward right center. He smiles and laughs his way off as he goes on the 0. Well, Jansen said, I just want to hit 1, man. Thanks for the pre-derby interview, Jansen. Good hacks. Jansen will be part of the All-Star game tomorrow night in Gering, 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time. Here's words from Nick Bertucci in our pre-derby interview. While Nick gets his swings going, let's hear what Nick had to say pre-swingage.
I'd like to say hello to everyone who's been with me along the way with baseball, and I'd especially like to shout out my mum. My favorite hitter to watch is most probably Aaron Judge. I've always been a fan of his, and I like to aspire my game around him as he's a big power hitter, and I love to hit with some power. My secret to hitting nukes is swing hard, and in case you hit it. And if you swing hard and you hit it, it tends to go a long way. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 8 home runs. That's my prediction.
So Bertucci predicts 8, and I think he might have gotten 1 there. Oh, he got all that one. He hit it to the other field over there.
Yep.
8 home runs for Bertucci was his prediction.
Yeah, put it in the Legion field. That was good to see out there.
I think I heard 4 outs. So we did a pre-derby conversation with each guy, 8 of them. He pops us up above catcher. Oh, a little chance to flash the. Oh, we got to turn the back to the infield there. Fundamentals. Come on now. Bertucci has, I think he's on 8 home runs right now for the Fort Collins Foxes, leading the standings in the Front Range League. He's got his teammate Hank Smith pitching to him, and Bertucci to the track. Not enough.
Not quite. That was give it a pretty good ride, though. This one looks like it's got a chance. I think it's foul.
Kids out there, melee. 7 outs, foul ball on that one. It had the distance. Logan Hunter's rejoined me in the press box. Oh, my goodness, that one is going to Scotts Bluff. Is that the direction of Scotts Bluff?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I thought so, yeah. Pine Tree, way gone. So Nick's got, honestly, it's hard to kind of tell up here, but I think Nick's got 3.
I'm not 100% sure on how many home runs he's hit. They're going so fast. Try to do the interview on the field, and just all of a sudden we're already halfway through the next batter.
I think he's got 9 outs. Nick was asking what the count was. Hank Smith, his teammate, pitches it. Bertucci, man, he's out in front of these things. He pulls it foully.
And that's 10 outs. Yeah, couldn't quite hear. 2 home runs.
2 is what they're calling it. So Bertucci for 2. He's got the lead. 1 each for Blake Young from Diamond Club, Shane Crough from the Boulder 64s. I will play the Shane Crough interview for you. We'll work that in, getting each guy as they come to the plate. And they started so quick I couldn't get Shane's fired up. But we're going to hear from Zach Costopolous right now. From the Greeley Grays, Zach Costopolous. Here's what he had to say pre-derby.
I'd like to say hello to my mom, dad, and stepdad and little brother. My favorite hitter to watch is Bryce Harper. The secret to hitting nukes is eating a bunch of steak, and I predict that in round 1 I'll hit 6 bombs.
6 bombs is the prediction for Costopolous. You can take the over or the under, Logan?
Given how we've seen guys go, I think I'll unfortunately take the under.
It's probably a wise bet.
I'm hoping to see some guys get one over the batter's eye, maybe that center field camera too. Show that one some love.
That's right. Cool. Close up of a ball sailing out. John Byington again from the Colorado Springs or El Paso County Baseball Miracles. He's handling the BP here for Costopolous. Plays for the Greeley Grays in their 100th season this year, celebrating 100 years of Grays baseball. Barrel shot, just had the top spin. 5 outs for Costopolous.
I don't think he's put one over the fence yet, unfortunately.
I think he's on a 0. I love his wood bat. That's a sweet-looking piece of lumber he's got. Costopolous, big man for the Grays.
That's got a
sends that
chance.
one toward the left center gap. Oh, hit the base of the wall. Wait.
They call
Yeah, the entire third base dugout of players and Derby participants looked up at the score booth. He said, home run. He's like, what? You don't get that? Scoreboard? He robbed
Did he rob it?
That's robbery. Yeah, because
Count it.
Got an
Count.
all-star, got a Front Range League all-star out there who made a leaping catch. Heck of a play and a bomb for Costopolous. Now Zach's going to send one to the front of the track.
I think it's gone.
More than it bounced.
Oh, did it bounce?
Ground, what do you get, 0.5 for a ground rule dump? Yeah, they do need somebody out there signaling. It is hard to tell from here. The players did let them know, not gone. Zach's all mad now. Run out there and pummel somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach.
Did he have one?
Yeah, Zach.
I think he got one.
Waiting for the official announcement. One, I believe they're. Yeah, it's a question for public address. Did he have 2? And then the whole third base dugout. No, it was 1. So we got 3 guys tied with 1. Let's hear from catcher Gladysh. This dude has 9 home runs on the year. That's got to be one of the top. It's right at the top of the home run stats column. I think Easton Turner might have said he had 11. But catcher Gladysh, NoCo Prospectors, he's coming up. Here's what he had to say pre-Derby.
I'd like to say hello to my mom. My favorite hitter to watch is Jace Satterfield. The secret to hitting nukes is eating a lot of food. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 3 bombs.
It's a realistic call from catcher.
Yeah, no, definitely go on par with what we've been seeing. That one looks pretty good.
That would put him in the lead, by the way, if he can hit 3. This one, they're trying to wave it out. Oh, it checks up at the track.
Yep.
Catcher Gladysh, he's been a power source for the NoCo Prospectors, swinging a great bat. He made a sweet play in left field yesterday, too. He's got some D out there. He made a sweet effort on it. He crashed into the bench over on the bullpen side. That's an out. There's a line shot out. Line shot's not great here. He's got Chris Nobbenshoe, oh, goodness. That's got top spin. Oh, base of the fence. Right at the 42 out there.
I'll tell you what, I know we're a wood bat league, but I'd like to see some guys swinging with aluminum bats.
Yeah. Scoreboard. Got it. And he's at least in that tie right now, multi-way tie. He's the 4th guy with 1, so there's going to be a swing off if it stays like this. We got Nick Bertucci with 2 home runs leading the way. Gladysh with 1 right now and still swinging. 7 outs for catcher Gladysh. Chris Nobbenshoe is the manager of NoCo Prospectors. Nobby throwing the BP for catcher. 8 outs for Gladysh. He got under that and lobbed it above shortstop. Pretty good laser. Not quite enough. Logan, you call games here for the Pioneers. They said 9 outs. Let's see how this wraps up for Gladysh. Good take from catcher, laying off. He said eat a lot of food was his secret to nukes.
On the road a bit, probably didn't get
1 home run. So what have you seen this season? 320 down the lines. You got 385 to center. Balls going out of here frequently?
You know what? It's about 1 every couple of games. Usually guys like to hit it over towards the left center field off of the scoreboard. That's where most of the guys hit it out. Granted, usually pull guys that, just try to shoot it down the line. But yeah, usually it's the left center field that sees a lot of action when it comes to home runs.
Easton Turner, let's hear from Easton on his pre-Derby comments. Here's Easton Turner.
I'd like to say hi to my mom. She's probably at home watching right now. My favorite hitter to watch is Bobby Witt Jr. The secret hitting nukes is just using that back leg in the ground. And I predicted in round 1 I'm going to hit 11 bombs.
11. He went with 11.
11.
And so I don't remember. I thought I heard him telling one of the guys down at the cage before the Derby that I thought he said he had 11 on the year. Maybe that's why he said 11, or maybe I just pushed this number over the top of that story.
That looks pretty good.
Well hit, but on the track and left, no home run. Turner still trying to get his first.
He hit a home run here yesterday playing against the Pioneers near the end of game 1, so he's familiar with what it takes to get a home run here.
Easton plays. He's got 4 outs. He plays for Pueblo Spradley Collegians. Does Easton Turner, played in Mesa in Arizona and moving through his collegiate years. Oof. Now, what did he tell me? Is it Cal State Bakersfield? I don't have that in front of me, but I know Easton's moving on to some cool opportunities. He's got his teammate Gage Martinez throwing the BP to him. Gage, a catcher who I think here actually pitched in kind of mop-up duty. Gage said, they pointed to me. I didn't know it was me. Turner's got this one. That's got to be gone. Oh, no. Hit the fence. Did not get out.
But yeah, he did pitch in game 2 of yesterday. They called him out of left field and just brought him onto the mound.
He said Gage, who's pitching BP, thought they pointed at Easton at third base. He's waiting, and they pointed again. Me? And so he ran in and jumped on the hill. Turner hit one foul. Had the distance, but was foul. Easton working on 8 outs now.
I am excited to see Jackson McFarland because he's a guy that swings the bat very hard, and I think that's gonna be very successful in this.
1 home run for McFarland. Just got his first. Did he get another? Launches that. That's going to pull up shy. 9 outs. He's got 1 home run, making it a 5-way tie for second place. So again, there looks like there's going to be a swing off no matter what now. Oh, 2 is the call. I missed one in there. 2 bombs. So 2 guys with 2, Bertucci and Turner. And then right now 4 guys with 1 home run, which would lead to a swing off. But here's your guy, Jackson McFarland. Let's hear from Jackson. He's out of Terre Haute, Indiana. And Nick Bertucci made that comment when Nick, the secret hitting nukes, Nick Bertucci said, swing hard in case you hit it. Just kind of what you're talking about. Going to see big hacks out of Jackson McFarland. Here's what he had to say pre-Derby.
Like to say hello to my family back home, my mom and everyone. It's awesome. I get to come out here and play baseball, and I love they support me from all the distance. So my favorite hitter to watch was probably old-time Frank Thomas. Grew up a White Sox fan. It was awesome. I watch old clips of him. Secret of hitting nukes is trying to hit a double. Watch the double go over the fence, and my dad always taught me, and I always loved that. I predict in the first round I'll hit 5 bombs.
5 home runs for him. Pretty good. Luis Quintero is out there throwing the round for him. There's the first pitch that he swung at. Hard hit grounder. Doesn't count for much here. I haven't.
He brushed him back.
Look out. But I haven't seen a lot of left-handed hitters be pretty successful with hitting power here. As I mentioned, it's all about the right center field, but hopefully we'll see exactly what McFarland has as he's up to 2 outs here. And now it's not just another pop-up for McFarland. But yeah, I do like that idea, the swing hard in case you hit it, because, you might run into one or it'll go a long way.
Like what Jackson said that his dad told him, watch a double go over the fence, just trying to hit doubles here. He's got the home crowd. It's his home park. They'd love to see him get into round 2. It's a 3-round derby, so we have basically quarterfinals with 8 guys. 4 will advance. This is a 10-out format now, and Jackson gets a pretty good piece of that one.
That's pretty carrying a bit. I think
It'll
it's
hold up.
going to stay in.
So then second round will be 4 guys advance for an 8-out round, and then the final 2 will be determined, and whoa, look out.
Hard hit. I didn't see where it went.
Yeah,
but
that's gone.
Home run for McFarland. They're blowing the air horn.
Over the Anytime Fitness sign. Not far off the foul pole, but he kept it well inside.
There's another
He's
one
got
that he's
the pole swing now. He's got it grooved. I think he just tied for the lead. Oh, is that a home run up there?
I think the way they were acting, I think they are going to call it a home run. So
it hit the KNEB sign out there, Logan.
There you go.
Logan broadcasts on radio for the Pioneers along with our Front Range Baseball Network on KNEB.
The Rural Radio Network. Good to get a shout out into them. McFarland, I think, heard the public address announcer say that he's up to 8 outs.
Is that what he said?
that's hard to hit. But
And once he went to that pole swing, though, he's threatening to take the top position here.
Just
He's got 2 right now.
just wrap it around the foul pole. That's probably the idea. Aim for that league champion sign, shortest distance that you can go without it having going foul. And
Western Nebraska Pioneers league champs in 2018 and 2022. Yeah, hit that sign.
2 separate leagues that they won the championships in, first year in both of those leagues. Okay, he must not have been in 8 outs.
I thought I heard 4, but that seemed like too few. But he's still working on a couple here. McFarland, Jackson, is a lefty bat. What else have you seen out of Jackson defensively? What's he doing for the Pioneers this summer?
Just he, like I mentioned, he swings it really hard, and that's been the main key for him. And doesn't get out on the field a lot. Have seen him play a little bit of third. And he looks pretty good over there at third. But first base definitely his main position. Just kind of there. He's the main power bat when he's in the lineup for the Pioneers. That's the main thing that he's in the roster for.
Yeah, Jackson had 2 home runs. So we're basically reduced here to the public address announcers asking down the field, Jackson, did you have 2 home runs?
Yes.
So here's what I've got on the stats chart. That puts Bertucci, Turner, and McFarland into round 2, and then there are 4 guys with 1 each. That would be Shane Crough, Blake Young, Zach Costopolous, and catcher Gladysh, all with 1.
We are double checking on the numbers here versus our numbers versus.
So we had 3 guys with 2.
Blake Young, I did believe they were throwing up number 2. So
did Blake get a second one?
Blake Young has 2.
All right, we're in here deliberating. So no, they all 4 just go to the next round.
All 4 go.
So hey, let's do Shane Crough right now because we didn't get to hear. Shane Crough looks like he did not advance to round 2, but I didn't get a chance to fire up his pre-Derby interview, and I want to get Shane in there. Shane Crough for the Boulder 64s led off. He hit a home run in the Derby, so represented himself nicely. Nobody hit more than 2, but 4 guys had 2. Here's what Shane Crough, who graduated from Fossil Ridge High and now is at Colorado Mesa University in Grand Junction. Here's Crough pre-Derby with his comments.
I'd like to say hello to my family and my girlfriend back at home. My favorite hitter to watch is Gering Duran. The secret to hitting nukes is hit the ball out front, party out front, be on time, and I predict that in round 1 I'll hit 5 bombs.
Sorry to do that to you, Shane. Now you do your prediction after the results are in. That's kind of rough by me. I'll get 5. You got the 1. Good swing from Crough. Shane's a great guy, too. Just that's what's cool about this Front Range League, Logan, I think, is just the personalities. I mean, just a lot of really quality people that are good at the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Being around for about a month now and just I love going down out there on the field, talking to all the guys. They always say, what's up to me? And, it's a lot of fun just watching them hit BP and then, just seeing all the personalities interact. I mean, you can see it even out there on the field right now with Luis Quintero talking to Jackson McFarland. But, it's a league full of all personable people and just great people coming around to just play a summer league.
One other unique characteristic from the Pioneers, I just saw Caden Clute. He's out there in his Pioneers jersey and pajama pants.
Okay.
What's up? Come on, Caden. Come on now. You think he just rolled out, or is he just getting ready for early bedtime?
Early bedtime, I think.
He's just going to go tuck in right when this is over with?
Yeah, he's...
So here's what we have. The non-advancers, and I say that not to ridicule. I say that to commend them for being selected for the Home Run Derby. Catcher Gladysh from NoCo Prospectors, Zach Costopolous from Greeley Grays, Jansen Roberts from El Paso County Baseball Miracles, Shane Crough from Boulder 64s. Those 4 were swept asunder in round 1, did not advance. Blake Young had 2. Nick Bertucci had 2. Blake Young, by the way, Diamond Club, Collegians. Blake said himself before the Derby, I'm really not a home run hitter, but he got 2. He's in there. Nick Bertucci from the Fort Collins Foxes, renowned power dude with 2. He'll advance to the second round with Blake Young. Easton Turner from Pueblo Spradley Collegians, 2 bombs in the quarterfinal round. He's advanced. Turner into the final 4. 2 more rounds to go. A semis and a championship round, 4 down to 2 for the third round. Then Jackson McFarland from the Western Nebraska Pioneers had a pair, 2 for him. I think McFarland, he was talking with Quintero. I think they're talking about pitch strategy for next round, which is kind of cool. They're getting it ready. We think where you want it, what's the slot? You could tell where he wants it slotted is that pull shot towards your radio sign over there.
And all these guys out here competitive. They didn't come out here. They didn't come all this way to just go out in the first round. Unfortunately, the 4 that did, congrats to them for getting the opportunity to come out here. But, baseball players by nature are competitive. So, they want to be out here and get the job done.
Round 2, this is 8 outs. We're going to hear from Blake Young again in case you didn't catch it the first time. Here's Blake while he swings. He's got 2 outs of 8 in the second round. Here's Blake pre-derby.
I'd like to say hello to all my family and friends back in Denver, Colorado. My favorite hitter to watch is Ken Griffey Jr. The secret to hitting nukes is sitting on a high and tight fastball. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 5 bombs.
That was Blake before round 1, and he did advance with 2. Now, again, 8-out format here, so Blake's halfway into his outs with no home runs. There's a shot to left. Yahtzee, that one's out of here by a long way.
There you go. I wonder how much if the strategy changes at all with guys once the outs are going down. You have 10 outs, can free swing it a little more, but as it keeps going down, wonder if you're more selective with those pitches.
Yeah, more takes. 1 home run for Blake Young, so that's good. I mean, somebody's probably going to go over here in this 8-out round, and 2 guys are going to advance. Blake getting 1 on the board. I guess that's probably your first priority. Just get 1.
Yeah, definitely with how it's gone in the first round. If you get 1, you're feeling pretty good.
Oh, that hits just below the yellow cap in left field. 7 outs. He's got 1 to work with 1 tank. And Blake's got 1 blast in the second round.
So 3 total for him. I mean, most so far, but we'll see what Nick Bertucci has in store.
Let's hear again from the Australian Nick Bertucci before he comes up for round 2. Here's Bertucci.
I'd like to say hello to everyone who's been with me along the way with baseball, and I'd especially like to shout out my mum. My favorite hitter to watch is most probably Aaron Judge. I've always been a fan of his, and I like to aspire my game around him as he's a big power hitter, and I love to hit with some power. My secret to hitting nukes is swing hard, and in case you hit it. And if you swing hard and you hit it, it tends to go a long way. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 8 home runs. That's my prediction.
Thanks to Nick Bertucci, entertaining character. Started playing adult baseball in Australia when he's 14 with guys who are like 30, 35 years old. That'll grow you up quick. Here's a shot to left center. Exit stage left into the pine. He clipped a limb out there.
I was off the tree, and now we have an umpire down here.
Chris Nobbenshoe, NoCo Prospectors manager, is now, he's helping out with some signaling. Got 1 bomb. Oh, man, he's going.
Looking for the deepest part of the yard here, and I think he got it.
Ooh, he hit the fence again, man. Ooh, we got a lot of wall bangers. Hank Smith flinging him for Nick Bertucci, his teammate from the Fort Collins Foxes.
Oh, he did get it. The deep one. They call it a home run, I believe.
They're like, that's enough. You hit it that far. Why not? That should be 2 for Bertucci then. He's got the lead. 2 home runs, 2 outs. Hank Smith trying to pitch around him a little bit here. Trying to put him on maybe. Bertucci's got it slotted pretty good. That one's not quite going to get there.
What I think is really funny is there's everyone standing in left field and there's no one out in right field.
Yeah, that looks like a classic youth team BP shagging pattern. Everybody over there hanging out. So when Jackson McFarland comes back up, they all need to shift for sure. Bertucci will, as all these guys, well, that's a good thing about the 8 guys in the Derby tonight. They're all going to be part of the All-Star game tomorrow night at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. Bertucci, oh my goodness.
That's gone.
Wow. A lot on that one. Bertucci, does he get another one? Is that foul?
I think that one went foul.
That's kind of, I probably shouldn't play that sound in Gering. That's like tornado land out here, right?
Yeah, we're in Tornado Alley right here.
That's alarming.
Don't see any clouds. I mean, there's some over there, but
literally alarming to people.
Nothing too dangerous, I don't think.
Tonight's a good night. 7 outs, so Nick checking up to the box, and he's got 1 more to work with. He's got a couple gone for sure. He's got the lead here in round 2, trying to advance to the finals of the first ever Front Range League Home Run Derby.
3 home
Got
runs.
3 on the books for him. Bertucci with 3 bombs. That's a sturdy lead. One thing I like about the guys when we ask them to comment on a hitter they like to watch, we have 8 hitters. 8 different guys got mentioned as a hitter I like to watch. If you heard it, by the way, the catcher Gladysh, he said Jace Satterfield. He's the only guy who took a teammate, one of his NoCo Prospectors teammates. He went with him and gave it. He said he lives with him, so he's like, I got to give him props. I got to butter him up a little bit. Everybody else went with a major league guy.
You know,
Easton Turner is going to go just shy of the wall. Let's hear from Easton again in case you didn't hear his pre-derby comments. Here he is.
I'd like to say hi to my mom. She's probably at home watching right now. My favorite hitter to watch is Bobby Wade Jr. The secret hitting nukes is just using that back leg in the ground. And I picked on round 1. I'm going to hit 11 bombs.
Oh, that Chris Nobbin, that's tough work for the coach of the Prospectors. Had to call that out. That thing was gone by 50 feet, but it was foul. So did I hear 4 outs?
I believe so.
That made it 5. 8 out round here. 8 outs to work with.
That one inside.
Tries to go middle. That's going to be short. 5 outs and 0 so far, right, for Easton Turner?
None, but that one.
Corey Todd's out there in center field, and that's going to be shallower center. 6 outs for Easton Turner. Pueblo Spradley Collegians.
You know, I mentioned he hit a home run here yesterday. I think he'd be, a little familiar with how the ballpark is running for him, but,
7 outs. He's got 1 left, and he got on top of that one. So Blake Young has 1. Nick Bertucci has 3. I think that was Easton for a 0 in round 2. He advanced to the semifinal round. And we have a lefty on. No, we're moving it short. Oh, we're going to shorten
up.
up.
Okay.
So Jackson McFarland going with the maybe that means Quintero is having a hard time. Oh, that's too far. Bring me in a little bit. Modifying the arrangement. Let's go one time on Jackson McFarland. Go ahead, Logan.
Maybe just a little more of get it on him quicker, used to the faster pitches, and maybe use that to his advantage.
Yeah, simulate the velo. Here's Jackson McFarland one more time when we talked to him before the Derby today.
I'd like to say hello to my family back home, my mom and everyone. It's awesome that I get to come out here and play baseball, and I love they support me from all the distance. So my favorite hitter to watch was probably old-time Frank Thomas. Grew up a White Sox fan. That's awesome. I watch old clips of him. Secret of hitting nukes is trying to hit a double. Watch the double go over the fence, and my dad always taught me, and I always loved that. I predict in the first round I'll hit 5 bombs.
Jackson just hit a double over the fence. He did what his dad taught him, just hit one out. He's got 1 in the round, and he might have 2, Logan.
I think he got under that a little bit.
Oh, hit the base of the
right
wall
at the
again.
track. Got under it.
2 outs. He's got 1 home run in round 2, trying to advance to the finals, the championship round. 2 guys will get there. It's going to be Bertucci for sure. He's got 3, and with this being the last hitter of the second round, so if
McFarland
got to have at least 1 for McFarland.
He's got 1.
He got 1, so he's in a swing off with Blake Young right now. If he gets 1 more, he advances. And then do you conserve the energy and not keep swinging? Do you just kill your round, or do you just get your hacks?
I think I like the idea of conserving your energy, at least just half swing.
He could bun out 4 times.
You know what? If that's what he wants to do, no problem with that. That one's hit a ton, but I think he got another one that he got under a bit. A lot of these guys are just getting under him and can't quite find the right angle to get the ball out. All about that launch angle, even in this type of scenario.
6 outs, 2 remaining for Jackson McFarland. 7 outs. Have you asked Jackson what size shoe that is he's got on?
I have not been able to ask him what type of shoe he's got on.
Goodness. I'm going with 15. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating that.
No, I don't.
Looks like a lot of shoe.
It's a long shoe, that's for sure.
1 out left for Jackson. If he hits 1 out, he makes it a clean 2 guys moving on to the finals. If not, there's a swing off is where we think the math is at right now.
He's definitely
That would
got
be with
one.
Blake Young. Can he get it gone?
I don't think so. I'm
Nope.
not on that one. No.
That bounced back in front of the track.
I think we're gonna have a double check here.
Yep. Swing off coming.
With 3.
Yep. So Nick Bertucci of the Fort Collins Foxes will be one of the finalists. The last 2 guys, it's going to be a 6-out format in the final round for the champions.
There.
Improvisational playoffs here. As Chris Nobenshu looked to us, we looked to Chuck Heeman, who is the governor and supreme czar of the Front Range League and the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Going to go with 5 outs was the decision. Is that right?
He was telling us all about what the idea was earlier, but yes, I believe they do. They settled on 5 swings for the 2 competitors here.
5 swings total, or 5 outs.
I believe the tiebreaker was intended to be a swing off, but
just a back and forth. 2 outs. Blake Young trying to advance to the finals. Diamond Club Collegians, Blake Young. We're improvisationally getting through the Derby. It's the first ever. Guys having some fun in the shorts and a beautiful night in Gering, Nebraska. It is fantastical tonight. 4 outs. So this would get Jackson McFarland, if Blake can't get one out here, this would give Jackson a chance to
just need 1.
Advance with 1. Pretty good hack.
I think we'll get at the track. No, it might. No, it'll
bounce shy. So if Jackson doesn't get any, we're still swinging.
We're going to go back to the 5 outs.
Try to go with Bertucci to the next round. All right, Jackson McFarland. So now like Blake just used that shorter screen after they moved it up. So the guys have used the modified distance now.
I'm sure some guys were sitting there thinking, man, why didn't I think of that?
Done that a while ago. I'm showing 81 degrees in Gering, Nebraska. It's a beautiful night on night 1 of the All-Star Spectacular presented by Arrowhead Distributing. Home Run Derby tonight, at a luncheon tomorrow, and the All-Star game 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time. Is that Hiram? Is that the
That is Hiram.
Hiram's the dude. I want a beard like that. Jackson McFarland, did he go foul? What did he do?
Look at Nobenshu for he's not giving a final.
no response.
That's a foul ball.
2 outs is the announcement. 2 outs. I think he's on 0 here. No home runs. Hiram is the mascot for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, has the mustache of glory. That ball's down. No home run. 3 outs. That looks like it might be foul.
I think it will get foul.
Out.
Out.
It is an out.
4
Hit it
outs.
a long way.
Last chance here for McFarland. I'm surprised. I don't recall ever seeing Luis Quintero throw a batting practice, so I'm a little surprised that he wouldn't go with someone that he's more used to in the practices, but
coaching staff guy or something.
For sure.
So we're still swinging.
Yeah. Again, asking the final people asking Chuck Heeman for the final decision.
Yeah, format update. Second round of a swing off here. I think they're going 3. I just saw it. Yep. Chris Nobenshu just threw up the 3 fingers.
Are we going 3 outs or 3 swings? I think I heard swings.
Okay, I'm going to predict 3 outs.
3 outs.
3 outs is the announcement. We'll see how that plays. So now Chris Nobenshu, who is coached all up and down the ranks in baseball, a heavy contributor to the not just Colorado, but heavy regional participation in baseball from Chris Nobenshu, and he's influencing the Home Run Derby tonight. Yet another ripple in his waves. All right, we got 3 outs. Blake Young's back at it. We'll see if they end up going to a long ball format in a minute, or just hit one and whatever gets the longest.
I think eventually we'll just get to whoever hits a home run wins, if it goes on long enough here.
Mono back to back. This ball looks like it's got the teeth on it. Exit.
Look at the
Stage
players
left.
react.
He got it. Blake Young sends one out of the yard.
The pressure's on for Jackson now. Not quite on that one, though.
Top that a little bit. He's got one out and one home run. Nice work, Blake Young. He said Ken Griffey Jr. is the hitter he likes to watch. I just thought that was cool. 8 guys in the Derby all said a different hitter, 8 different hitters.
And, that shows a lot with where, especially like where they grew up and that type of stuff. You only get access to certain games, watch those types of guys. So, even with nowadays with YouTube, and you even hear guys like Jackson McFarland and Blake Young, who like the Ken Griffey Jr. and the Frank Thomas, go back and watch those types of guys.
Yeah, and then you had a Bobby Witt Jr., obviously a new face of the game. You had a Jay Satterfield, a current collegiate guy who's playing with catcher Gladysh all over the map. Had the Bryce Harper reference. Frank Thomas, that was pretty cool. I like that one.
See if you can emulate Frank Thomas here.
We had no Shohei. We did not have a Cal Raleigh, isn't he leading at least the AL in home runs?
He's somewhere up there. I'm not 100% on where he's at. This has hit a ton.
McFarland.
I think he got it. No, he got it. It went off the Team Auto Center. I think that's
bounced.
Did it bounce?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the bounce.
Yeah, it was a ground rule double.
I think you're right. We should count it as half a home run.
0.5er. Here's the delivery from Quintero. That one's lifted. Is that too tall? Man,
I think he got under there. Outfielder slowing down like it's going to leave. Did it go out?
No. Bounced on the track. 2 outs. He's got one shot. Needs one home run to forge a tie with Blake Young of Diamond Club. This is Jackson McFarland of the Western Nebraska Pioneers. I think he was rung up on that pitch. And Jackson laces one. Laser double down the line. Won't get out. Congratulations, Jackson, getting to round 2 of the Front Range League Derby, as did Easton Turner, but it'll be Blake Young and Nick Bertucci who advance up to the finals. That's a 6-out format, 6 outs per hitter in the final round of the Front Range League Home Run Derby from Gering, Nebraska, on the Front Range Baseball Network tomorrow night at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time, the All-Star game. We've got it set up where there's 9 pitchers per team, and actually I know Chris Nobbins told me he added an alternate too, just in case a guy gets in trouble. The pitchers all slated to go 1 inning, run them all through. Defenses are kind of preset. Going to be pretty fun tomorrow night. What did it end up being, like 30 guys per roster, something like that?
I didn't get an official count. I know the idea is the guys who were designated the starters will play the first 5 innings, and then I believe they'll just take out the rest of the guy, take out everyone, and put the backups in for the final 4. So that'll be an interesting look for everything. So with Blake Young and Nick Bertucci remaining, the way they were hitting the order was by alphabetical by team. So Diamond Club before Fort Collins Foxes, and I think Blake Young's going to swing first. And just because I appreciated those guys taking a minute to throw down some words, why not? Let's hear from, if you get to be played 3 times your audio, it means you did a good job. You're on 3 rounds of Derby. So let's hear from Blake Young one more time as he prepares for the final round against Nick Bertucci in the Home Run Derby for the Front Range League.
I'd like to say hello to all my family and friends back in Denver, Colorado. My favorite hitter to watch is Ken Griffey Jr. The secret to hitting nukes is sitting on a high and tight fastball. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 5 bombs.
There's Blake, again a self-proclaimed non-nuke hitter, and here he is in the finals. He's got one more. He'll get that 5. I know he won it in the first round, but yeah, cumulative. That's fine. So it's a 6-out format in the finals, and Young lays off of a dirt pitch on the first one. There's an out, line drive to left center. 1 out. That'll be shallow center. 2 outs for Blake Young. 4 more outs to work with. $500 scholarship, by the way, is what they're hitting for here. So I haven't mentioned that, but that raises the stakes a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
500.
Definitely want to get out there and being a college kid myself, I understand the struggles, and been nice to get that little bit.
Blake, the fourth out for him. He's got 6 to work with.
Still waiting here as he puts one in the air towards left center. Might have gotten a lot of it. It will.
Blake's got a 5 outs. He's got one. Blake was walking off with. He thought he had a 0. He's got one more chance. See if he can reset himself and knock one out here on kind of a second chance in Blake's mind. 5 outs. Ooh, he got into it. Left center toward the light pole. Oh, hit just in front of the 362 sign on the track.
In front of it, man.
Puff of dust is how we knew. So the $500 scholarship, courtesy of Michael Engelhaupt, Allstate Insurance of Gering, Nebraska. He's Allstate Insurance Agency of Michael Engelhaupt here locally is sponsoring that $500 scholarship to the winner. And Nick Bertucci could do it right here off of his teammate Hank Smith. Blake Young, congratulations on the finals. And Nick now just needs 1. Blake had a 0 on 6 outs. Here's a word again from Nick Bertucci from Melbourne, Australia. Plays down in Central Arizona. CC is his collegiate spot.
I'd like to say hello to everyone who's been with me along the way with baseball. And I'd especially like to shout out my mum. My favorite hitter to watch is most probably Aaron Judge. I've always been a fan of his, and I like to aspire my game around him as he's a big power hitter, and I love to hit with some power. My secret to hitting nukes is swing hard, and in case you hit it. And if you swing hard and you hit it, it tends to go a long way. I predict that in round 1, I will hit 8 home runs. That's my prediction.
Nick Bertucci just swung hard and hit it, and the Foxes cleanup guy, right fielder, wins the $500 scholarship check with he had no outs, right? He took about 4 or 5 pitches and then just destroyed that one, Logan.
Yeah, no, he didn't even let his little interview finish off. And you know what? I'll just say this. I was thinking about how you said that he was playing in professional baseball when he was 14 and all those 30 and 35-year-olds. I mean, can you imagine that happening here in America with someone like a 15-year-old kid playing in like AA or something? That'd be something to see.
Yeah, it was like their adult leagues is what he said. I mean, it's just a bunch of older guys, and so he's there, kind of hearing everything you hear in a dugout and getting all that juice going on. And he said his dad played in the league at it's a high level. It's good baseball before him. And the name Bertucci is not real common in Australia. And his dad, he said, was kind of a fiery guy and kind of left a little something on the name. So when he got in there, the older boys kind of got after young Nick and let him have it a little bit. And Nick uses the seasoned, the hardened, the leathery rawhide of his experience in baseball. He wins the Front Range League Home Run Derby, the first ever here in Gering, Nebraska, hosted on the 2-day All-Star Spectacular presented by Arrowhead Distributing. And it's Nick Bertucci, and it's not really a shocker. He's a guy known around the league as a power dude. He's been pitching as a closer a little bit for the Foxes, plays a good right field. He's a really good all-around player. He's obviously pop is what he's known for, but he's got a lot going in the game.
Tell you, the couple of times that I've watched him when they have come here or we have gone down to Fort Collins, he's definitely the guy with the pop. But 2 times he came out there to pitch and be the closer, especially one in a big extra inning game that the Pioneers ended up losing. And his main game is, here's my fastball, try to hit it, and it hits mid-90s, and not a lot of guys can hit it.
And he hit it tonight with Hank Smith getting the honors. You got to give Hank the assist right there. His teammate throwing the BP for Nick Bertucci, who is the champion of the Front Range League Home Run Derby. That's cool. I asked Nick tonight. I wanted to verify how old he was because he just seems older, and he's really not. I guess he probably won't mind if I say he's getting a little photo op down there. He's going to get his check here at home. 21 at 20. Seriously? Like, okay. Let me see some ID on that. I want some proof of that. But I said, so do people call you an old soul? And he said, oh, yeah. I said, when did that start? And he had told me the story about starting to play the adult ball when he was 14. He referenced back that. He said, well, like I told you with that, he goes, really, right when I started, that was when I feel like I became an old soul. He turned from 13 to 14. Well, he went from 13 to 25 or whatever it was.
13 up to 30. And then, yeah, definitely with those group of people, that could for sure alter or change the way that you're acting and that sort of thing. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but that definitely played a factor in there.
Congratulations. This is cool. They're going to do a group shot, and we're one shot. Here comes Zach Costopolous. So the Home Run Derby participants are all lining up for a photo together, and then Nick's going to get that $500 scholarship check. That's pretty cool. Like, these are memories. Tonight's a night in time, but this will stick with guys for a lifetime. It's Shane Crough from the Boulder 64s, Blake Young from Diamond Club Collegians, Jansen Roberts from El Paso County Baseball Miracles, Nick Bertucci of the Fort Collins Foxes, the champion, Zach Costopolous from the Greeley Grays, catcher Gladysh from NoCo Prospectors, Easton Turner of the Pueblo Spradley Collegians, and Jackson McFarland of the Western Nebraska Pioneers are the 8 who hit tonight. That's the photo you just saw taken. And it's Nick Bertucci with Chuck Heeman to make a few comments. And he'll present this scholarship check. Again, the Michael Engelhaupt Allstate Insurance Agency sponsoring that. I'm going to crank it up. I don't know if we can get it, but we'll listen up to here to Chuck. So, Logan, you get one guess. Who's buying dinner tonight?
Nick Bertucci.
It's on Nick tonight. All right, so whether you got an option, I'll give you the option. You can take the fork in the road here. It's either tonight's Home Run Derby, comment there, or tomorrow night's All-Star Game. What are your thoughts on this two-day event here in Gering?
I like the format that we have going on here, and also the softball game that was played before that. I know that wasn't really a Front Range League thing, but definitely also something that was good to see out there. But I do like the space it out, the Home Run Derby, get everyone prepared for the All-Star Game, get everyone excited for what's going on in the next day. So yeah, I like what the Home Run Derby has for the build-up for the All-Star Game.
Yeah, beautiful venue. I know you're right to mention the change that to a different C. It's charity softball game that went on, but it's a Front Range League event. The Front Range League players, including you as a broadcaster in the league, you were playing against the Nebraska Army National Guard squad. That was a fun little event tonight. This is a great venue, obviously, for this event. I've heard, what I understand is they're going to be flip-flopping the venues. So this year, the All-Star Spectacular in Gering, and then the championship, the final 4 teams for the first ever Front Range League championship playoffs. Single elim. It'll be 4 teams advancing. Semifinals on August 2 in Fort Collins at City Park. So you got a single elim. So the top 4 teams go there. Semis, the top 2, the winners advance to Sunday for a championship game. That'll be in Fort Collins at City Park. Then I was told, at least at one point this year, that's going to flip-flop next year, host the playoffs here in Gering and the All-Star event in Fort Collins, my understanding.
That's what I heard from Chuck Heeman coming into this. At the beginning of the year, he talked about that, saying, yeah, it'll flip-flop back and forth, All-Star game here at Oregon Trail Park this year, and then the Fort Collins will get the All-Star game next year with the Pioneers, with the Oregon Trail Park hosting the postseason next year in 26.
Nick Bertucci is being interviewed down there. Is that local newspaper?
Looking, I think that is probably like a local newspaper type. I think it is.
Well, that's cool.
For sure.
That's a nice touch. I think the reporter's got a Twins hat on, though. That's a problem, isn't it?
Around here, probably.
Yeah. I don't dislike the Twins. Just got to razz him for whatever hat he's got going there.
No.
Any final? We're going to get out of here from the network and be back tomorrow for the All-Star game. Any final thoughts from you, Logan?
It was a great event. Both the charity softball game and the home run derby. Just a great event to get guys out here and see everyone come out here, have a little bit of fun, and also everyone out here hanging out and doing everything. So it was great to myself even be able to get out there and just have everyone out here and having a lot of fun. So love it.
Tomorrow night, there will be fireworks presented by Culver's Restaurants after the All-Star game here at Oregon Trail Park. So if you're around the area, coming to the game, plan to stick around and catch the fireworks display. And as I do on all my sign-offs, you'll get fireworks audio. Well, That fireworks are visual, right? No, we're going to do fireworks audio on the way out, and appreciate you joining us tonight on the Front Range Baseball Network. Logan Hunter has been him. I'm Thad Anderson. We'll talk to you again tomorrow from Gering for the All-Star Game. Congratulations to Nick Bertucci of the Fort Collins Foxes, the Front Range League Home Run Derby champion.